Hi, you want to come out and talk to me? I'm curious about the cameras. I'm just not comfortable being here without somebody else to kind of like be aware of what's going on because of the fact that, I mean, the police were called and told there was a disturbance, and I just want to make sure that we're all protected and it's all transparent what's going on. I wanted to ask about the cameras.
They're broke.
How long did, I mean?
Year, 6 months, 8 months.
So there was never?
It's been since, Daryl, since the sheriff took our hard drive.
When you say hard drive, are you referring to the hard drive for the cameras or the hard drive that Josh Seaver?
No, hard drive for the cameras.
So
they took the whole thing.
So, and that was when the sheriff left?
Yep, took it all.
They brought that back though.
No, they did not.
No?
No, they did not.
Huh.
I've been asking.
Shame.
Nope. I've been asking to get it back. Haven't got it released.
Weird.
That is weird. I know,
because they told me in a story that they had.
Who did?
The sheriff's office.
Mark?
No.
No, Scott Johns. Well, go figure.
Nope, it wasn't Scott, it was Chris.
Oh, well.
But you don't have it,
Nope.
regardless?
Nope.
Okay.
It's still over there in the evidence.
I was just curious if there was like an email or something about it, that way we would kind of know when, because I mean, I think it's important to have cameras here, especially because with everybody with the ordinances, they have been really upset, and I thought that was being videotaped for their protection. I don't like the fact that that's not.
It's, they've got it. Mark's trying to get it released, but he ain't got it released.
So are the cameras, like, Sheree said that they were lightning struck?
Or what?
Lightning struck, like the lightning
Or is
struck?
it we just don't have a hard drive?
Or
the hard
just
drive
don't
is gone.
work?
The hard drive is gone, and lightning hit too. So lightning took our printer out, and these cameras don't work at all. The one here works, but it does not record or nothing like that. All it does is see who comes in the back door.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you can see, but you can't, it's not a recording.
Can't pick nothing up. Nope.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There's no sound.
I know when she was saying something about it was, tried to have someone look at it, I'm like, it was only like $300.
From Menards, would somebody even work on those?
Harbor Freight don't handle them no more. I tried to buy the same thing from Harbor Freight, so we just changed a couple things and see if that would fix them, but they don't carry them no more.
Okay.
That's a bummer.
Yep. We need these fixed and we need to set it apart.
Yeah.
You know, vandalism going on there.
Incredibly frustrating on that end.
Yep, it is. It is everywhere. I mean, we need one out of the water tower. You know, we need one out by the lagoon. But the only thing to do
For
there.
the muskrats that nobody will let me keep as a pet. We get a
The
little
only thing to
emotional.
do out there would be solar powered. Because we
There's
can't
nowhere to plug it
even
in.
do that either because we don't have Wi-Fi. So.
You have to record it down, do like a game camera that only triggers with motion. Walmart's got those for like $100, and I mean some of those with the SD cards, that they'll store it to the SD card, and you have to go out like the SD card size I bought for my dash cam. It says it'll do a week of recording. So once a week, we'd only have to go out and get it.
Obviously, it would be nice to have that thing back from the sheriff's office, but
Mark's trying to get it.
it sounds like even if you got it, it wouldn't be able to hook up to the system.
I mean, because you're saying we get the hard
Till we
drive
get it back.
done, but
Yeah.
Until we get it back, I don't know.
Because you've only got one camera.
No, that's the only one that's working. And that one don't work. The one on the outside the building don't work. So, I don't know.
And you said it's been at least a year and 8 months that they haven't worked, or just a year and like 6 months we've been missing the hard drive?
Well, they really haven't worked since the hard drive left. But then you could see them on the TV, but there was no recording or nothing. Well, then lightning hit and the camera, the only one that's left is this. So I would say lightning got them the same time we got the printer.
Okay.
Like it was all the same.
Same time it got
Right.
police station.
I was thinking that there was something there. I just couldn't place what that, because I remember talking about the printers and whatnot in the meetings.
Same time, so.
Okay.
So my next question is going to be, will it be a problem for me to come down and look at ordinances again and bring somebody with me and have them sit here? Is that gonna be acceptable if I have them sit out here? Because I was told that was the problem, was that they were behind the door, the glass and all that, and that's not allowed. And I want to ask, do you know of an ordinance or written policy that shows that?
I don't know. We
It's
stopped,
just been an
we stopped it
unofficial rule.
because, we stopped it all because of confidentiality.
I just wanna make sure I'm not breaking any rules. Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna, I won't answer that until after the council meeting. Tuesday night. We'll all hash it out Tuesday night.
Okay.
Everything.
About the policies?
Yeah,
Or
everything.
About policies and all that?
Yeah.
Policies and ordinances?
We'll hash all that out Tuesday night.
Okay, because like I said, if we pass the ordinances and citizens are expected to follow them, we've got to get them out there, you know, because not everybody has copies of the new ones. Some of the ones were repealed. It's just trying to make sure everybody knows.
They're not in the code book yet either, because the code book is so far behind, it ain't funny.
2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where do you keep the new ordinances? They're not in the code book?
They're in the code book, but they're not recorded or nothing. I mean, they're not entered into the book.
So you won't issue any tickets or anything for them or
Yeah,
anything
I
like
mean, the
that?
ordinance are enforced.
Okay.
They're enforced. I mean, they passed.
Then how,
Council
my
passed.
concern is then how are citizens supposed to know about them?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. You know, I mean, our ordinances are online. You can go online and get them.
Up to
Right.
2021.
Up to 2021, same as the book. But, yeah, so that was my question, because I don't know
You
if
can come
the
here and
answer
ask.
with that.
I mean, you can
Where-
come and ask.
Where are the ordinances from 2021 to current count? In that same book or separated?
So there's 3 books. There's 3 code of ordinances books,
Is
and
the
they
new
have like an
ordinance
index
with the
and
old book? They're just in the back.
they're in order.
Right. It goes in alphabetical order, in
Gotcha.
order. Yeah.
You're just adding in to that. I know you're keeping an eye on it. I said, I know you're keeping an eye on the time.
Yeah.
I got
Bus.
Yeah, the bus, sorry.
I had to go deal with asphalt, so I've been over there with them guys for 2 hours.
Did they finish?
Over here?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I had to deal with the asphalt we got given to us. So, yeah,
Bam.
but I don't do nothing. Got 18 ton asphalt for free.
Good
Where'd it go
job.
at?
So,
Good job.
Where did it go?
we put some over on Bar Cliff, they're going over Mesas and put some. We'll put some up here on Mitchum, and that's one of the places we got. We're gonna have some that's gonna go to waste, but they would've took it back to Rolla and dumped it, and it'd been wasted.
Good
Exactly.
job.
I talked to the owner of the company, and I said, hey, if you've got extra asphalt, I said, we'll help you get rid of it.
Yeah.
So we had 2 places dug out on Bar Cliff, one on Bar Cliff and one on Rosenberg. We filled them, tamped them all down, now they're headed for Mesas.
Ingenuity.
That's
I said ingenuity.
Good on
It's
you.
free, I mean.
Yeah.
You know, and I know we caught 7 kinds of hell for up here at the bar, it was free. Nathan Hill brings it for free, he does not
Hey,
charge us for
as
asphalt.
long as it's free, that was it. I was hearing things, and like I told you in that meeting, I just want it clear.
But it is free. He
Yeah,
does not
great.
charge us for diesel, he does not, grabs a shovel, he helps us shovel it out, he helps us level it.
Right.
That's awesome.
He did that up here on 89. You know,
That's
we done
We
it
also
on-
meant to.
We done it on Lynn too. So, I mean, he's probably got us 50 to 100 ton free asphalt. Hopefully it's a busy year.
Right.
Coming back.
Keep telling them you're in town when they come. So, yeah. So how did you hear about yesterday?
I just heard about it. And, you know, it's a bad deal. It is. I ain't gonna lie. It's a bad deal.
I'm fine with following any rules that are written down, and as long as it's fair. And that's what I told Steve. If it's written down in a rule book, I have followed every rule.
Well,
Have
not,
I
not
not?
everything is wrote down. A lot of it goes back to
Yeah.
this and this.
And I understand that, but when I don't know those, I can't follow them. And it's not fair when other
Tracy
things are
knew.
seen.
Tracy knew, because she was here before when she ran for mayor, And I told her she could come, and said she couldn't come back no more unless she wanted to sit out here all day long if she wanted to.
So then,
Didn't matter.
but you just said that she could sit out here. That means if I choose to come back and look at the ordinances again, she can sit out here while I look at the ordinances.
Sit out here.
Because you said you didn't want to answer that till Tuesday, and that's what I was
thought you meant
checking.
you. I'm not-
Why couldn't I come back and look at the ordinances as
I'm
an
not-
alderman?
I don't know, we'll find out Tuesday. I'll answer that all Tuesday. Well, the whole council's gonna sit down,
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk it out Tuesday.
Are you planning to allow the things I put on the agenda stay, or are those being removed?
Nope. They're not, the girls are not invited. If they're welcome to come, sign up and talk.
Okay.
So,
What about the
open to
audit?
public. The what?
What about the audit that I asked to be put on?
Yeah. What do you want it for? First of all, council's gotta approve for you to read all that. Council's gotta approve it.
For me to read
You
the
have to
audit
make-
paper?
You have to make a motion. The council's gotta approve it. And if council doesn't approve it, and it can't leave this building, cannot be no pictures took of it. So,
What audit paperwork are we talking about?
I don't know.
That's what I'm confused about. Last I'd heard anything about the audit in August 2024, it was that we didn't have a regular contract plan and all that, and that we were gonna send out for bids. And I wanted to talk about where we were with the state of the bids, if we submitted for bids.
The same lady that's been doing our audits is doing our audits.
Okay, so there,
Same person.
because the last time I talked to an alderman back in 2023, or 2024, I was told, oh, we have to send out for bids. But then there was never any reading of bids, accepting for bids, and so that's what I wanted to know, like, where are we at? Do we have an official bid? Are we caught up? Are we good to go? That's what I'm at. I'm not
She's
looking for any
working on it.
specific numbers or anything like that.
She's working on it. That's
And
all I
then the
know.
city website, I wanted to talk about updating that, some things that need to, I'd like to see some updates made to it and things like that I'd like to see added, and broadcasting and all that. And then also the marshal pay. That's something that you guys have been saying for years you want to do something about, and I asked to add that, and I asked to have that on the agenda.
Yep.
So are those getting to stay, or are you removing them?
Marshal pay can be discussed in public because it is a public office.
Mhm.
Commissioner pay has to be done in closed session.
Okay, it's just the marshal pay I want to talk about.
So, but, yeah, the girls can come and sign up and talk. 3 minutes is the limit, but I can extend that. But I know what one of them is about, so,
Mhm.
you know, it is what it is. Well, I know what they're both about.
Yeah,
Jay-
Jada wants
I know
to
what
talk about the
Jay's
community cleanup. She wanted to kind of talk about some ideas she had, and
So that's fine.
That was it.
You know,
why can't they be invited guests?
I'm just not doing it.
Okay,
Most are invited guests, there's like, engineers and stuff like that. You're gonna find out, these meetings drag on forever.
mhm.
And,
I've been coming around since 2020.
well, regular meeting gets over at 8, we don't get out of here until 10:30.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to cut them back. But them girls are more welcome to come, sign up, say their spiel. Not gonna guarantee gonna answer anything. Ain't guaranteeing that. Not at all. So,
Right. Okay,
I mean, they can address the council and then we'll see what they say.
so I have a question now that you said though, that since it would have to be approved, even though I'm a current alderman, that other aldermen have to approve for me to look at the audit
Yep.
paperwork. Have the other aldermen seen the audit paperwork?
Not unless it was presented to us.
Okay, because I'm not,
I mean,
like,
I can request audit paperwork.
Okay.
that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I guess I don't get that either.
So is this, I mean, I'm just gonna flat out right ask, are you trying to limit my access to things up here? Because other aldermen can come and do things and you flat out right told me I couldn't.
I will discuss that Tuesday night. There's a lot gonna be discussed Tuesday night,
Okay,
and that's where we're gonna
okay. Because,
be. Everything that went on here yesterday was out of control. Plumb out of control. It's a good thing I wasn't in town yesterday.
What would you have done if you were in town?
It'd been a lot different.
are you,
Am I
We
lying?
went outside to have a conversation. I apologized for the disturbance and I left when they locked the door.
I've had citizens that come in here, call me, complaining.
About what?
They come in here to pay bill.
You had a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Calling and complaining about you screaming and hollering and carrying on.
I wasn't
And
screaming and hollering.
They distinctly said your name.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Okay,
not
but
gonna
I
have
was
it.
not screaming and hollering.
We're not gonna have it. We haven't had a problem since a year and a half ago or ever. There's been no screaming and hollering carrying on. There's been no fighting amongst the council or nothing. And now, all of a sudden, we've got turmoil. And, you know, I know you say this is a new Becca and blah, 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 blah. Well,
No, it's the same
I
Becca that's
haven't
asking
seen
for
it yet.
transparency, but I'm definitely trying to be more respectful of the office and make sure that I'm following the rules. That's what I told Steve. If you can show me the ordinance or the written policy, I will follow it. I have no problem doing that. We had the conversation in your office about respecting the closed session. I have assured you that I will. Everything I have met, I gave them a heads up when I was coming to look for the ordinances. I told them Monday, Tuesday in advance, I said, hey, I'd like to come down and look at them. That was it. I have tried very hard to be respectful. I was not screaming and hollering. I don't know what else to tell you besides that. And you keep asking for grace. So I'm going to ask you again in front of a witness. You keep asking for grace. Does that grace not extend to me? Because you've asked me to have faith in things you said. And I have.
I have never lied about nothing. When I ran for this office, I ran on my honesty. And that's how I am, and you know that. I have no reason to lie to anybody or hide anything. You know, I've been accused of fraud, corruption, and everything else. And I'm far from that. Every bit. You just sit back and look at all the stuff that's been put on Facebook and everything else. Been called an MFer and a piece of shit and everything else. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I give more than anybody's ever given to this town. I give 6-8 hours a day, sometimes more. Is it appreciated by a few people, other people? It is what it is. So, you know. There's several times I've even thrown my hands up and say, hell with it. Let it go back to what it used to be. We've moved forward more in the last year and a half than this town's moved forward in 5 years. You've been here. Am I right or wrong?
no, there's been a lot of stuff that's moved up.
Exactly.
Before it was
We got
stagnant.
grants. Wasn't grants before. We paved streets. Streets hadn't been paved for how long? 4 or 5 years? 6? You know? I mean, it's obvious we're doing something right or we wouldn't be moving forward.
I think transparency has been something that's, I mean, the city could be doing press releases, they could be promoting themselves. They
But why
could be
put
controlling
press
that
release if it
narrative.
gets turned around against us? And
I mean, when
a lot
you're-
of times it does.
When you're coming out about it first, it controls the narrative. And I know I've talked to you guys about that before, when you're being open and pushing, you're like, look, this might have been something negative that happened, but we're working on it here. You know, that's the stuff that people don't have to find out about it on the street.
You know, it's just like,
You know, and at the same time, like this being something that people find out on the street, what's the secret about an ordinance? What's the problem with being able to come in and take a look? Like, Rebecca's just elected, she hasn't even sat through a meeting yet. Why is she being
And
asked?
you're
to
telling me
leave?
that you're gonna, I feel threatened yet again. I feel like you guys are violating rights that I have, that I was elected, and I'm sorry that the election didn't go the way you wanted.
don't matter to me. I mean, you're an alder person and that's it. You have no authority except to vote, and that's it. You have no right to come in here and tell these girls what they're gonna do, when they're gonna do it, and how they're gonna do it. You're not a supervisor.
Did I do that?
Yep, you did. You
I
told
asked
these
to look at
girls
the
you were their
ordinances.
supervisor.
Oh, in quotation marks, and I meant it kind of like
The way
in
you
terms of
quote things.
supervising City Hall. I apologize
The
for
way
that,
you,
for the
the way you come off at
misunderstanding.
it, you come off
No,
at it,
I
you were their
apologize.
supervisor.
No,
You
I
called-
apologize for the
You called
misunderstanding.
Darren in to look at a line.
Because
You know
they
what
were
that
calling on
cost?
dispatch.
Okay, you know what that cost? And it wasn't ours. It cost the city an hour and a half of overtime. Time and a half is what it cost. Had I got that phone call, I would have come up here, went and looked at it, and then if I needed to come in, I would have
Well, when I
called him.
spoke to Darren, he told me he was already on his way.
All I know. Darren said you called him and told him to come out, is what he told me. That's not your place to do that. The day-to-day business runs through me.
It sounds like a miscommunication though, like.
Yeah, because
the
when I
person
called
could
him, he
have
said he
"I
was
called
there,
him."
and when I called, dispatch had already been notified. Dispatch had already said they were doing it too. There was a whole step of things before I called going, hey,
All I
what's
know
up?
is, in cases like that, I usually go, if it's at late after hours, versus paying $40 an hour, I can come and look at it for free, it costs nothing. If it's not ours, then it doesn't cost us nothing.
But it was ours. Wasn't that when the main was backed up? That was when the main was backed up and you
The
had to.
last time you called Darren, the time you called him, there was nothing wrong with the main. Is what Darren told me. Now that was apparent, I was there before Darren even come.
Mhm.
And-
Yeah.
And that the main was stopped up. That's when I called Darren and said, hey, we need to
Okay.
get the judge.
But I must have my times confused. Okay.
That's what I was looking for you this
Okay.
morning. Thanks, Pudd.
Yep.